When I do finance and retirement videos here on my channel, and then I go look at analytics, over 2/3 of my audience is male. Then I checked into a few other channels that feature retirement planning, and it's about the same, almost 70% men. But here's the irony in this. When it comes to Gen X women versus Gen X men, women make up 52% of our generation currently. Women live longer on average. We depend on Social Security longer. We usually earn less, and by midlife, almost 30% of women are single. Now, what all of this means is that women, on average, rely on retirement savings longer than men. Yet, we're the ones less inclined to take an interest in it. So this video, it's for us, for Gen X women in our 50s, and maybe we've been too busy taking care of everyone else, or maybe we've just been too scared to look. But ready or not, the truth is coming. And you should have a say in how your future is going to play out. Because no one else is going to fight harder for it than you. Okay, the first point I want to make are the brutal numbers. So let's just get real for a second. According to Prudential's 2024 retirement study, women have about 1/3 the savings of men. The median amount for women is $50,000. For men, it's $157,000. And for unmarried Gen X women, 64% have less than $50,000 saved. That's not just a little gap. Women also still only earn 84 cents for every dollar that men earn. Then layer on the fact that women on average live longer and often retire earlier, and you have a dangerous equation. Less income plus more years equals serious risk. Okay, second point I want to make is what retirees wish that they knew sooner. Nationwide did a survey on people between the ages of 60 and 65. And what they found is that 64% of them retired earlier than they planned to. They thought they would retire around age 65, but instead the average is around age 60. 1 in 3 retirees has or has considered going back to work. It also found that half of them have either run out of money or say they fear they will run out of money. And 36% of them got less Social Security than they expected. And if Congress doesn't act, we could be faced with a 23% Social Security cut in less than 7 years. Now, point number 3 that I want to get into is the mistakes that women make and why. So let's talk about where we go wrong. And I have total empathy here because I've made many mistakes in my retirement saving and planning over the years. And the first one on this list is not being involved in the household finances. Many women leave long-term planning to their partners, but if you divorce or lose your spouse, or your spouse faces cognitive issues or decline, you need to know exactly where you stand and how to move into money manager position. I recommend just scheduling a money date with your spouse, with your partner. Set it up for this month and make it monthly from here on out, just to see where you stand. Log into all the financial accounts together, because knowledge is power and knowledge is confidence. A second mistake a lot of women make is tapping our retirement savings early. Now, every early withdrawal, it steals from your future self. So before touching retirement funds, just write down exactly what that money would be worth at 65. And you can find that out with some online calculators. And hopefully seeing all that lost growth Hopefully that will change your mind. Third mistake is believing that we'll work longer than we can. Health, layoffs, caregiving, they can cut your working plans short overnight. And these unexpected events can be very common. So if you're delaying on catching up those savings for a few more years, things could abruptly change and derail that plan. So build a plan B. What would life look like if you couldn't work after age 60? Again, knowledge is power. And at least being aware of what it could look like is being proactive. Okay, I've got a little terrier here that wants to be a part of the action. Okay, we'll see how long this lasts. The fourth mistake is assuming that we'll spend less in retirement. Most women underestimate expenses. Many estimate that they'll spend around 42% of their income on food and housing and other basic expenses. But many retirees find that they actually spend closer to 53% on those things. And sadly, those costs, they keep rising faster than wages and COLA increases can keep up with. The fourth point is what actually works. Now, they all did several things in common, and it's all advice that we can follow as well. Now, they started saving, they started putting money aside, they looked for ways to increase those contributions as early as possible. 2, they planned, they sketched out what their expenses could look like in retirement. They thought about timelines on when they might stop working, when Social Security could play a role. They each lived below their means, and they practiced living on their retirement amount before they actually retired. They took advantage of maxing out their workplace plans, their IRAs, and plus they got help. Even if it was just a one-time chat with a financial planner, they said it made a difference for many of them. Point number 5 is if I could tell my younger self one thing, when retirees were asked what they would tell their younger selves, none of them said buy crypto or play the lottery. However, 23% did say to expect to need more than you think you will and to start saving earlier. And almost all of them said live below your means. Simple, even obvious, and somehow still the hardest advice to follow. But that's why you're here, to start making some changes today. A pact with yourself to become more involved with how your retirement will be. Now, if this is you right now, if you're a Gen X woman in your 50s, here's the truth. You are not too late. If you're watching this, you're already doing the hard part. You're facing it head on. And you don't need to solve everything this week. But you do need to stop avoiding it or procrastinating. And you could start with asking yourself these questions. How much do I have saved? How much do I need? What is my goal? And I think everyone needs a goal. Even if you don't have a crystal ball and you don't know how much you're going to need, because a lot of us, we don't know that. But it's good to have a target amount that you're working toward in your head at all times. Third question is, do you know where all of your accounts are? And lastly, do I have a plan B? Now, money, it's not a man topic. I have some amazing women viewers here on my channel that know more about retirement planning than I do. But financial savviness, it doesn't just happen. We have to seek that knowledge, whether it's through interest or by necessity. But Gen X women, this next chapter It's our chapter, but only if we stake a claim on it. And if you know another woman that needs this wake-up call, please share this video. Because no woman should ever reach retirement and say, I wish I had known. Now, I've linked right here one of my playlists that contains many of my retirement planning videos, all in one convenient place. So if you'd like to dig in just a little bit more, I encourage you to take a look at those. Thank you so much for watching today. And I also want to thank the men that stuck through this video so that they can share this with the Gen X women that they love as well. Have a wonderful week ahead. I'll see you again soon. Bye.